can also expect questions in parliamentary committees. So although Jeff Radebe said that he thought that this matter was now coming to an end, I can assure him that this is not the end of the matter, and there are still going to be hard questions in Parliament.
In other news now, and government's decision to vaccinate schoolgirls against cervical cancer has been welcomed. The Cancer Association of South Africa is happy that the health department will roll out a vaccine early next year. At least 3,500 women in South Africa die from cervical cancer every year.
The signs were there for Maria Mulder.
In 2011, I actually started with some problems. You know, you're bleeding, and if you want to make love to your husband, it's very painful.
It was only after a visit to the doctor that she had stage 2 cervical cancer, a disease caused when the cervix becomes cancerous, often causing heavy bleeding and pelvic pain. The diagnosis came as a shock to her family.
It makes you worry a bit. You know, you don't know what to expect. You know, the moment you hear cancer, the first thing that comes through your mind is, my wife is going to die.
The 44-year-old has just completed radiation therapy and is hopeful the treatment has destroyed the disease.
The support from my kids, my husband, and yes, love do cure anything.
It does cure everything. Anything.
The Cancer Association of South Africa is supporting government's move to protect schoolgirls against the disease, saying they should be vaccinated sooner rather than later.
So what is the best? Rather than to catch the little girls before they go into puberty, before they become sexually active.
The health department plans to roll out the vaccine only at the poorest schools. It will cost up to 750 rand per girl, and 3 doses need to be administered for the medicine to be effective.
But at the same time, I agree with the minister. We must ask our medical aid and our medical insurances that please help us. Prevention is the best cure.
Experts are urging all women to do a pap smear at least once a year. They're saying it's still the only way to detect the cancer in its early stages and possibly save lives. Pagamile Hlubi, Johannesburg.
The Mpumalanga Health MEC has rubbished Nehawu's calls for her to resign. The National Education, Health and Allied Workers Union wants candidate Masego Dlamini to step down. The calls come after her gender prevented her from getting involved in the deaths of 23 boys at initiation schools. But Masego Dlamini has instead accused union leaders of not consulting its branch members in the province.
I can't resign because there's nothing wrong that I have done. I have done everything that government has given me power to do. And Nehawu, for that matter, they are members in their branches and the region of Nkangala. They never consulted them. They never consulted even their branches in those different municipalities. Their members are part of the team. So they should have just consulted them and find out what is it that we are doing as government and what is it that we're doing with them as a union. But I'm really surprised because they just issue a statement without even touching base with their own branches, touching base with their own members.
SABC's breakfast show Morning Live started the day without its popular anchor Vuyo Mbuli. The 46-year-old